Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to this episode of HumanityWins.net. This is episode 122, and it's about is humility setting us back. This episode is going to go out on Friday, October the 7th of the year 2022, but I'm pre-recording this episode on Wednesday, October the 5th, just to let you know, because it's weird just to say today's a Friday and all that if it's not true. But I'm pre-recording this episode because I feel this today. I was thinking about this today, this morning. I was watching Joel and Pat from Wake in the Future. They had an excellent guest. I suggest if you haven't seen that episode, go to the Wake in the Future channel. You are not subscribed, check it out, because it's the only channel I'm honestly watching all episodes right now. And they had guest Chumley from South Dakota. He's very interesting. I really align with him a lot. I like him a lot, to be honest. And they were discussing this. They were talking about scripture and that. But what I liked about the discussion, what I gather, is the humility of Chumley. Okay, the way he was not imposing in his explaining of scripture and the way into religions and how Chumley has an opinion on that. But it's just an opinion. He's not pressuring you in a way. He's not saying it's the truth. He's certainly not implying that. So even if he didn't say things like he had a disclaimer, and that's the reason I have a disclaimer on every episode. And it was more a few episodes back, well, a lot of episodes back, it was more clear, even in a way I almost read it, that, you know, these are my feelings. These are my thoughts. This is me. This is my story. It doesn't mean anything on the grand scheme, okay? No way I can say this is the truth or anything like that. I don't believe that even exists right now. It has never existed. It's just something, it's a word planted in our brains because the system loves for us to go into rabbit holes. They love us to act like that. They love us to have little humility or no humility at all. And this is not judgment. I'm not passing judgment on some of you if you feel like that, but I do feel just reading the comments. If I just go Wake in the Future, the comments on BitChute, I'm going to concentrate on that. I see a lot of lack of humility, okay? I see a lot of people arguing that, you know, it's not the scriptures, it's they're the book by the system. Who knows? Who knows, okay? Oh, no, and another one saying, oh, no, it's the word of God, and, you know, and whatever, you're going to be destroyed because you don't believe on the scripture. So you see, the problem with arguments, the problem of going in rabbit holes is the lack of humility. If you believe flat earth, I don't. But if you explain it to me like my friend Tony from Mexico explained it, with humility, I'm open to listen, and I'm open even to make it go through my brain. At the end, I might say, you know what, maybe you moved me a little bit in my position on flat earth, but at the end, you know, I still believe what I believe, which is nothing. I don't care. You know, it's not even a globe. I don't care. For me, planets is something we don't understand, especially through our eyes or brains or ears, nothing like that. They're basic systems. We try to use things that are much higher level of understanding that we're going to get it someday or not. It doesn't matter at all. Doesn't matter at all. For me, it's a rabbit hole. But the way that some people get. And I was going to use a comment as an example. Just on this type of video, it's difficult to mix the images. And honestly, I tried it. I was going to use my browser for that. It really didn't work at all. So I'm just going to explain it to you. But there was a comment there on the Wake in the Future episode on Wednesday, this past Wednesday with Chumley, which is excellent. Go and see it if you haven't done so. That, you know, I've destroyed people with what the hell that means, I don't know. I've destroyed people with the argument of, basically explaining the flat earth through physics or something like that. No, you didn't destroy anyone. You didn't destroy anyone. You're not superior to anyone. You just lack humility, okay? To accept that, okay, you're fun, you have researched this topic very much, that's excellent, and you might have some valid points. But at the end, you know, nothing is absolute on this world. Nothing is absolute on the universe, okay? So I was thinking many examples I could go through, but let's go with the example of 2 + 2 = 4, okay? So most people are going to say, yeah, that's an absolute for sure. Yeah, what are we adding, okay? If it's 2 integers like that, numbers that don't mean anything, yeah, for sure, 2 integers + 2 integers = 4, okay? That number 2 integer plus the number 2 integer = 4 for sure. But if I'm adding 2 apples and 2 oranges, do I have 4? What, fruits? Or do I have 2 apples and 2 oranges? I mean, and several other examples, we can make it go. I'm not going to lose your time just to make examples, but you could be adding $2 million + 2 cents. Do you have $4 million? No, you have $2 million and 2 cents. So we think in absolutes and we use assumption that much. And unfortunately, that has been implanted by the system and implanted by these so-called scientists, because there's someone I respect very much, which is Nikola Tesla, that he didn't go by assumption at all. He always tested his theories, okay? He said, I think this, but I need to test it in order to, I feel there's energy out there, but he dedicated his life to prove it. And he was able to tap into a small entering part of what is referred as free energy, okay? Which is the energy, I think, this is my feeling, I'm not a scientist, that the free energy is the energy of love in the universe. Is the system, the universe, God, the universe equals, designed for energy to be available to everyone without effort, because we don't need to go and burn things. Even if you think oil is whatever, that's beyond the point. You're still burning something, okay? It's either, just carbon is a material similar to whatever it is, and it creates energy by being burnt, or you need to tap into the energy of the sun, which is for other means, which is for not humans, for living beings. It's for planet Earth. That's the sun has a lot of photonic energy that is for life. It gives the energy of life. It's not to power a car or a house or a business or whatever. Okay, it's not about that, about solar panels that they're considered clean. Sure, they're cleaner than burning things, but they're still the wrong way to get energy, which Nikola Tesla said, energy is available. You don't need to go and create it. It's available. Just think about it. It's the simplest answer, okay? But one thing I love about Nikola Tesla is he was not about assumptions. He was about proving his theories, okay? But for example, Einstein was all about assumptions. He basically said, the law of the conservation of energy, which means basically free energy can exist because it means whatever effort you put into something, you're going to be losing a little bit and get a little bit less, okay? So if you are going to burn something, it has an energy, like calories and that. I mean, it has an energy number or whatever you're going to get it. There's going to be some energy conservation that you're going to lose a little bit through the process and get a little bit less out. It's impossible, like the concept of free energy, that energy is just available. You put zero effort into it and energy comes to you. Yes, it's the way it works. But Einstein said, you know what? No, I'm assuming that's not possible. And if you are more into that, a more detailed scientific explanation not given by me, given by Harald Klaus Vela, there's episode, I believe, 51, 52, and I believe it was in the first part of the part one, that he explained that very well about Einstein saying he basically sided with the system instead of siding with Tesla to basically do a favor, a service to humanity. No, he did a disservice to humanity, okay? So but that was my cell phone, I forgot to turn it off. Going back to the lack of humility, I think the lack of humility goes back to the sense that, unfortunately, a good percentage of the population right now on planet Earth, they're in this process. Doesn't mean they're going to be stuck there forever, but right now, today, they're in this process that their truth, their belief of truth, their belief system is more important than actually if it is good or bad or whatever, okay? So they go into this rabbit hole, in a way, of saying basically, I believe the earth is flat, so the earth has to be flat, and whoever is against me is my way or the highway, okay? My way or the highway. Basically saying, if you agree with me, we're going to be friends. If you disagree with me, because I lack humility, I'm gonna, start with a name calling, and as the argument boils up, it gets, the tensions get up. Of course, they're gonna start with the idiots, retards, and all those words, especially retard. I hate it. It's an awful word. Please don't say it. I know why I keep repeating it just to make a point that it's an awful word. Okay, and eventually, I mean, if this was in person, it could even get to physical fight or something like that. And that's what arguments happen in bars. Because if you want to fix the world, go to a bar. Okay, because apparently there are people right there that have all the solutions. They have their truth, okay? I have my truth. Doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. It's my thing, okay? It really is just a dot on a huge, huge, huge thing called planet Earth, called humanity. And we have to be humble that it's good for us. It's not going to be good enough for many. And we have to just accept that. The part that I'm going to go back to the lack of humility is when you start mocking other people because you feel you're smarter than them, because you feel, for example, people that got injected and you didn't know why. You're so very smart. No, you're just looking away. There are very, very bright people that got injected, and there are very, very people that, those comments, they're not as bright and they didn't get injected. So we don't know the pressures of people to be injected. We don't know if their financial,
to provide for the families, kids, wife, parents, sons, whatever. They were so pressured into that. They say, you know what? I know it's not good for me. I'm just going to take it because I need to keep providing for my family. Airline pilots and many stories we have heard. Okay, and of course, it's very easy from this side, lacking humility. For example, Stu Peters, to tell pilots, oh, it's very easy. I mean, you should just get another job, but you shouldn't have gotten the injection. You don't know the situation. Okay, you don't know the situation. You're going to be the pressures, bills are coming or something like that. So that's just an example. I don't like to talk about the injection very much because I don't think it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that important. But what I'm trying to say, it's always try to be humble. This is my suggestion. You do whatever you want. You have free will. You want to lack humility, you want to be arrogant, that's up to you. But I think arrogance, which equals the lack of humility, just a nicer way of saying it, lack of humility instead of arrogance. You want to make fun of others that don't think like you, like you are much better than them or something like that. That's certainly your decision. Yeah, that's your prerogative. That's your free will. My suggestion to you is, I think humanity is going to keep growing and maturing. We're going like from a child to an adult, and also we're maturing in a way of understanding it's not about that. That goes back to the ego, to being right, to being righteous, to being smarter, because I read so much, I invested so much time researching a subject, so you have to take something out of it. I mean, you have to say, I mean, I should know something about it. Why do people keep rejecting my idea? Doesn't matter. If it's good enough for you, that's the only thing that matters. Okay. So for me, it's all this week I've been a little bit disappointed just because I've been, since I started the channel, and even before, talking with friends and acquaintances or that, sometimes I would go ahead and share a few breadcrumbs here and there, stories, aliens, whatever. And yes, it's fine in a reunion, getting some laughs after you're really out there, you're having some beers or something like that, enjoying. But it's also quite kind of neutral and not very bad. Of nasty emails I've been receiving, nasty emails and public comments since I started the channel back in February. I know, unfortunately, I have to say I have received more nasty emails than good emails. Okay, it's that bad. Okay, and for me, it's how do people really take the time to write an email, to get the address and whatever, lose 1-2 minutes of their lives just to express that anger, For example, on the flat earth video, it was amazing. It was amazing the number of emails and public comments we got on that episode. I remember right now, it's like episode 60 something. And for me, it was a way of getting that subject out of the way, of saying, you know what, I'm gonna give Flat Earth a chance, this is the explanation, this is the mainstream explanation. I side right now, really not very interested on the mainstream explanation. I don't care what the world is. I don't care the shape of the world. For me, it's not relevant at all. Okay, it's clear we're able to have a reality here, a three-dimensional reality, so it seems to be good enough. Okay, if we were here all, going around and feeling dizzy because the Earth was turning, like Flat Earthers say, it's impossible. The Earth is turning because you don't know the reality. You're not humble to understand that you don't know the powers of the universe. This Earth could be very well spinning and traversing the universe, and we could be fine. That's how the universe works, because there are things we don't understand, but you have to have that humility to accept it. Okay, so this is the whole point of this episode. Is if you want to go ahead and ridicule others, call them names, that's certainly your prerogative. Also, one very important thing: if you go through that path, and then it's very common. It's very, very common that when someone kicks you back and starts, then you don't like it and you complain about it. And you say, oh, this person attacked me. Okay, well, you attack others. So what are you expecting? If you're violent, you're going to get violent back. If you love, you don't necessarily get love back, but that's beyond the point, because you are right with you. Okay. So that's why I keep saying, I go back to today's episode actually, that when you're listening to this on Friday, but it went on today episode on the sense state of mind and emotional intelligence, which is an artificial way of saying, put the brakes on your emotions. I don't like that, because you should just let go. You should just let go, but that doesn't mean you should say the first thing that comes to your mind. Maybe you need to say the first thing that comes to your heart. Okay. So if the first thing that comes to your heart is calling someone else an idiot, a retard because he doesn't agree with you, mocking him because, he says love is the answer, and you say, I have problems. Yeah, we all have problems. Is that a justification? We all have problems. Right now, and I'm not going to say the name because he doesn't want it, but probably in a few minutes or a couple of hours, I'm going to have a chat with someone in the UK that is having tremendous problems. And he's really, it's amazing. He's able to traverse reality with all the problems he has. And I don't know how, but I'm going to try a way at least to put in the effort to do something. But if you complain because you have a few issues going on in your country, in your personal situation, we all have issues, okay? But we all can decide to put the effort or the attention on that and complain about that, or we can decide to have a positive attitude, because at the end, this is about the positive attitude. So I'm gonna go into final thoughts now. The last 2-3 minutes. What I want to say is whatever happens in the world right now, because yes, it's very eventful. I agree with that. I agree with that. If you look into reality, if you turn on a TV, it's very eventful right now. If you go into the website of whatever mainstream or alternative channels, it's very eventful right now. But we can decide, we can elect to be peaceful inside us and say, whatever is coming, we're going to cross the bridges as they come. And if it's financial issues, we're going to try to sort them out. And I know for a fact, talking about me, that they are very hard, and they're still very hard, because I'm not in a financial stable position. And I understand when bills come, when bills pile up, school of your children, you have to make payments, stuff like that. It's difficult, okay? But you know what? I don't have an answer for you. I mean, how to solve your issues. It's very difficult, especially talking about financials. If you have a health problem, it's the same thing. If you say, I have cancer, it's an advanced cancer, doesn't look good that you're going to be in this reality for a long while. But you can elect how to take it. You can elect how to traverse these last stages of your reality. And the important fact goes back, we always need to be ready to depart into our next journey, okay? That for me is the most important thing. So right now, with all the problems that you may have, you can elect through your own free will, through your choice, to traverse this reality and be happy and be at peace with yourself. And it really, for me, I got some criticism because I muted people there on Wake in the Future, and right now 4 people are there muted. And the reason is not because they disagree with me. It's not because it's not very interesting what they have to say. I can listen to that, no problem. It's because they, in my opinion, in my truth, they lack humility. And for me, someone that lacks humility is someone I really don't want to be engaged with. You're probably a very good person. You're probably very smart, very bright. You have read a lot. You probably have many friends. Many people love you. But for me, that is something that I cannot be, it's something I don't want in my life, okay? It's something really, for me, if you are humble, I don't care I don't care if you're a flat earther. For example, this fellow that has appeared, gentleman has appeared with Wait in the Future, Shane St. Pierre, I think. He's humble. He's humble. He might, he's very about flat earth. Most of his videos are about flat earth. I don't watch them, to be honest. I just maybe sometimes go into his channel to see if there's something new. If it's only flat earth, I don't watch them. But he's humble. He's not enraged about it. He's not, he doesn't belittle or makes fun of whoever doesn't believe in flat earth. In a way, that to me sounds he's open that there's another possibility. And if you're open, you're humble. And if you accept and embrace that others have other opinions and other feelings, you're humble. Okay, that to me is that. If you say you have the absolute truth, if you say, for example, that's why you want the truth, go to Alex Jones, that's not humility. Okay? You want the truth, go to Stu Pierce, that's not humility. It might be entertaining, it might be informational, it might be, even, for some, it might be the most important information right now. For me, it lacks humility. So that's why the only channel I watch right now is Wake in the Future. I'm talking watching all the episodes completely. It's Wake in the Future with Pat and Joel, because since I started seeing them, it appeared to me, no matter the subject, because yes, they were talking about the injection, as everyone last year, for example, but they were always humble. Okay, they were always humble, and that for me was the key. And when they asked for guests, I say, of course I want to speak with these guys. Of course, it doesn't matter the subject. It doesn't matter. The first episode I appeared with them, it was about Mexico, and and they call it Keeping It Real. It doesn't matter. It went well because it was just 3 guys, open to each other. Okay, so I'm a work in progress. I don't want to lack humility and say I'm done. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying, but I'm a human being. So that's why when I realized someone I was, in a way, getting in the process to know better. In that process, you know what I'm talking about. In that process. Really thought of my message, 0 to belittle it and in a very not funny way criticize it. In a way, it's not that he is not with me on the message. That doesn't matter at all. It's in a way he's lacking humility to accept, there's other possibilities out there. So for me, it's not someone I want to be related to at this time. I hope that makes sense. It's not that I don't want to be, some people, when you mute people and when you don't stop relating to people in your work, in your social environment, in whatever, through online forums and videos and stuff like that, video platforms, comments on video platforms, it's perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal. That doesn't mean you're discriminating. That doesn't mean you're censoring them. Okay, you're actually making them a favor, because once you are not interested anymore in what they have to say, the best way is not to be related with them at all. So I hope it makes sense. So 23 minutes. So I'm gonna stop it here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It has been a while since I've done just me, one guy chat, whatever way you want to call it. Also a few updates. There's something on again with BitChute. Okay, we have been stuck on the same subscriber number for a while now. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And I have a couple of emails reach out to me that people have clicked on the subscribe button, and after a day it goes back to unsubscribe. So I don't control the platform. I don't know what to say on that. It only reinforces my intention to eventually have a platform that I, not my own, because that's very difficult financially, but a platform I'm involved. So these things don't happen not only to my channel, but to any channel, okay? Because that's not correct, okay? If they have a problem with the channel, they should delete it, as at least they did like a month ago, okay? That's a more precise action, okay? But to do these kind of tricks that people subscribe and they take it away, and people upvote and they take it away, because I heard that one as well. People upvoting and the upvote showing up and then going away in comments and in videos. And that's happening in BitChute. And in Rumble, there's something very obvious going on. Rumble has always, in my opinion, not only to our channel, but to many channels such as Wake in the Future, underreported abuse. And we have right now something, you want to go and see it. It's just, it's really funny stuff. We have a few videos as of late. For example, I have 8 views, and that's a typical number we get in Rumble. But they have like 29 Rumbles, which is like upvote. So how is that happening? Okay, you could say people are going and just clicking the Rumble and not watching the video. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So for that, I mean, they're apparently reporting the Rumbles probably okay, but usually you get a less number of upvotes than views, and actually in a fraction. So that video is probably going in the hundreds of views, or 100 views, or 200 views, if it has 29 Rumbles, okay, which is a pretty high number of upvotes actually. And I'm talking about, I think it was the CERN episode, or it was the New World Awaits, if you wanna. It's pretty obvious to me. I was gonna put a slide just to clarify. But at the end, these platforms don't like us. These platforms don't like channels like Wake in the Future, and it's a reality. So I come to the conclusions. These platforms, all of them, they work for the system. Okay, that's why they love the channels that are peddling fear, hate, rage, the channels that say they have the truth, because they want to keep you confused. Okay, and I go back to the episode that went on today, Wednesday, but you're watching this on Friday. It's very confusing. So the episode on the Zen state, they want you out of the Zen state. Okay, they want you rageful. They want your mind filled with all these distractions, of the world going on right now. All these distractions that everything is going to. Yes, I know. But there's also another process that I'm trying to share with you through signs, through little comments here and there. I cannot be explicit about it. There's a reason for what they're doing. There's a reason for what they're doing, and the reason that they're doing what they're doing is because there's a natural, organic process of upgrading going on. And some refer it as ascension. I disagree of the word, of upgrading of humanity. It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. The lock on humanity is coming to an end. Okay, we like it or not. If you love the reality 2019, year 2000 and that, I'm sorry, I don't think that's ever coming back. So it's either going to get worse on this three-dimensional world, or we're going to embrace the upgrade to further, more advanced realities that abundance is going to be a key, not scarcity. So you're not going to be concerned about all of these financial things, currencies and all that. You're going in a rabbit hole of this reality that is coming to an end. It's like a movie that is in the last minutes, really, in the last minute probably. So you're being concerned about something that is coming to an end. How about we embrace what's coming, the new thing, the movie that is just starting, okay? What do you think? Send me an email, comment, and if everything's okay, I should see you back on Monday. Please enjoy your weekend, whatever way you want to do it. It's family and friends. For me, it's excellent. Family and friends are here. Remember, some other places, maybe no. So maybe enjoy it right now. You haven't called your parents in a while, call them up. You haven't seen your brothers and sisters, whatever you have, cousins, call them up, organize a get together. If financials are not there, you can get together with zero money. Okay, doesn't need to be alcohol or food. You just need to get together and talk. Embrace each other, hug each other, kiss each other, love each other. Okay, enjoy your family and friends. Okay, thank you very much. If everything's okay, I shall see you back on Monday, and please stay for the last 3 minutes of the show. Thank you.
We want you on the show. Send me an email to hey@humanitywins.net to schedule an interview. Help me out by making the show more interesting, fun, and knowledgeable by having you on and giving our viewers the opportunity to learn from you. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Please be sure to check out our friends from Waking the Future and their awaken-attire.com shop. They gave me my first opportunity to speak about this and I will be forever grateful. Link to their channel and shop on the show notes. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.